I'll tell you what, though, when I was on the plane again, we started getting turbulence. Woo! Whoosh, you know, the thing where you feel like you're on a roller coaster?
Yeah.
With all the planes crashing, man, it actually stresses you out now.
I know, you think.
You're
looking up, like, what manufacturer of your plane is and stuff.
Well, what I do is I always come to peace with the fact that this is it. Like, there's been 3 times where I've like, okay, well, you know, that's it, you know, fine. We'd had a good run, you know, the chances, odds got me. I put it on the line, get it on this plane, and it's over.
It's still so insanely safe, though.
Dude, the thing you sent me last night, I was fucking crying.
Oh, the Endeavor Air?
Dude, the thing, so... So the planes have been crashing all over, and Pearson Airport's like the first crash in 20 years. Plane goes upside down.
Yeah, basically it landed so hard, from what I understand. The plane, because I guess, like, you know, they like lift up a little bit to take like the pressure off of the landing gear or whatever, but it just slammed into the ground so hard that the landing gear just buckled, and then basically the right landing gear broke, the right on the back, and then the right wing just like popped off and it fucking just spinned around.
Oh God.
Yeah, no fatalities.
That part I didn't get. Yeah,
dude, the craziest part is the people who are just like videotaping themselves. They pull out their phone. They're like, I gotta get a fucking reel.
That's the
I
world
need
we're
content.
living in.
We're living in a fucking content world.
I could definitely see myself hanging upside down. Phone, hand me my phone.
Hand me my phone. Oh, you have to call your wife? No, I need to do. I'm not a pervert. Sketch.
Not a pervert, but you can see some gazumbas when you're upside down.
Yeah, when you're upside down, man, they're fucking hanging, dude. A lot of cleavage when you're hanging upside down.
So I was in the plane. I know I always do. It goes down, and I go, okay, you know, if that's that, that's that. I'm pretty good at coming to peace with dying nowadays.
Sure.
When you're driving,
dude,
on these
there's
planes.
been one crash since 9/11. Commercial giant like jump,
but all these other small crashes. So I've been looking it up. There's been conflicting opinions because someone told us, they were like, no, it's actually not more crashes, it's just you see more. But I keep looking it up and asking different AIs like, hey, is crashes actually going up? And they're saying yeah.
Well, there's been a lot of, like, you know, there was the one in Scottsdale where it was an accident on the tarmac where 2 planes like collided, like clipped wings or something.
Yeah,
like there was another one today in Phoenix, I believe, where 2 people did die. But like small planes is dangerous. We had someone call into the bathhouse last week, right? And he's basically like, he works in airlines and stuff, and he's essentially like, if you own like a prop plane where you're just like a private pilot, like you can maintain that however you want. There's no like FAA strict rules around like you have to do all this and this. Like if you're just like, I don't really care about maintaining my plane that much, it's just like,
roll the dice,
risk is on you. And those planes crash all the time. Like if you own a little plane, I remember when I went to a wedding in Telluride in Colorado last summer or 2 summers ago, and they have this like in Telluride, because it's like a mountain like ski town, and so all the rich people, they all have places there, and so they have this tiny little airport. So I've never seen anything
just for their neighborhood,
just for like the rich people, right? But it's I've never seen anything like it. So it's a short runway because it's like on top of a mountain. It's like a specifically short runway because it's all they could build. So the runway at the end of it, like, and you're basically flying off of a mountain, has a lip that goes up to give the plane like a little extra juice to get going. And the guys there were like in the winter.
It's a ramp.
Yeah, it's a ramp, literally a ramp. Yeah, it has a ramp. And so he's like, in the winter time, he's like, there's crashes. Like these little private jets are crashing all the time.
I told you when I was in Honduras, they announced on the thing, they said it was the shortest airport in the world. Why would you tell us that? They said,
trickiest landing in the world. Buckle up.
It was the shortest airport, and I looked it up. It was like the most fatalities. Honduras is not where you want to be. No, but so it was going on, and a lot of people have been saying that, well, it's because of light, and there's a political angle from both, because the left-wing political angle now is Trump got rid of safety requirements
that quickly.
Yeah, I don't believe that one. The right-wing angle is that it's diversity stuff and like lax restrictions or whatever.
Yep.
I think you have to do it case by case.
Yeah,
because there is ones where people keep saying, they try to make blanket statements. Like I've seen a lot of people have been like, oh, as if it's because of diversity or whatever, because of their lax standards or whatever, and you go, well, look, if that was that pilot, like the 1,000th pilot that, they wouldn't have got in if they didn't get all these other people, then you're like, well, there's a case to be made. If that wasn't the case.
Yeah, like, was there a pilot with 5,000 more hours, but happened to be a guy? And
you have to just look case by case.
They had 1,000 hours, and they.
Well, you sent me this thing that I thought it was like an Air Canada flight, I guess, and it was Delta.
So it's Delta operated by this like little airline called Endeavor. It's like they do like short trips.
You sent me this last night, and I watched it. I burst out laughing.
Go check the Endeavor Air TikTok page. It hasn't been removed yet.
I mean, you think they should remove
Or
it.
they're gonna like lock it or something.
So is the deal that they're all feminine? But they go, what we really need is a phenomenon. We need something like a phenomenon. What were they saying?
yeah,
A phenomenon.
I didn't even watch them all.
They had a whole sketch of it, a phenomenon girl, and then they go, there's another girl. She's like, you know. Click, click, and then she's in her pilot outfit, and then she goes, find a girl that can do both. And she's in her pilot outfit, and she snaps her fingers, and then she's in her ball gown.
Yeah. It's very like female empowered airline.
So this is the girl,
AKA most dangerous airline in America. Coincidence? I don't know.
I mean, even if is there no dudes in the airline?
No, there are. So I actually saw there was a thing going around Twitter today that was like leaked, like I don't know if it's the manifest or what, but like it's like a screenshot of like from the control tower, and it had the names of.
I was trying to find that out. They don't want to give it
to you.
No,
I found it. So the first officer, which is not the. I think it's pilot in charge. There's like, because there's two pilots.
Yeah.
The main pilot was a dude. The first officer was a woman. Some people are saying that the first officer, the woman, landed it. But you're like,
I'm one of those people.
But like, why? If that's the case, you're like, why? You're coming into Pearson. There's crazy crosswinds. It's fucking blizzard, and he's just like, you know what? I think you're ready for this.
Do you think it's
super
possible that she was
dangerous-
saying, no, fine, you just do it. Yeah. No, I guess I'll just never land a plane.
Yeah,
ever.
I guess just look out the window the whole time, just like I do every time. I mean, the interesting wrinkle
And
would
then
be
he was
find
like,
out if
is that something you want to do to land it? It's like, if you think that I'm ready, but if you don't think I'm ready.
Yeah. The interesting wrinkle will be if they find out they're in some sort of relationship. That'll be.
They were fighting.
Yeah, they were fighting. Fine, you fucking land the plane. Good.
Have you ever seen that scene in Wayne's World where they're like Garth and Wayne are on the car and they're yelling as the plane goes above them?
Yeah.
And another thing, and they're yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to like her Instagram photo, then why don't you fucking? And you don't even want to come to me, my mother.
Maybe he's landing the plane, and she's like just quietly going down and just landing the plane. He goes, oh, a little turbulent. She goes, who's Kim? He's just like, fuck it. Just crash that shit instead of having to answer that question. I said, who's Kim? He's just.
Hold on. This is one.
Girls, come on. Leave the saving the world to the men? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I almost died when it just starts and goes, girls, leave the flying to the men? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Fast die young, bad girls do it well. Live fast die young.
When you have an unmanned flight crew. They're having
They're
fun.
endless of these. It's not like one.
Yeah,
either.
there's basically it's a lot of they're changing their
Their
clothes
whole brand
and bragging
was,
about how there's
their
no
whole
men.
brand was like, yeah, we don't have men flying.
I mean, it is one of those things though. It's kind of like if you get in a big fight with your chick about directions and you're like, my way's better, and then you get lost. You do have to eat that.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? You go, we did it my way. It didn't work out. You're right.
Yeah.
You have to give it your right. Whereas if it's the same thing as if you make a TikTok being like, that's fucking right. Yeah, I can drive the plane. And then your airline
And this
doesn't
wasn't
crash.
like a garden variety like crash where it's like, maybe the landing gear broke and it kind of like skidded. It's like the fucking, if you see the crash, like flames everywhere. The wing falls off. It lands upside down. Like, this is not
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like when you let your wife drive the car and that's how it comes back. Upside down, huh?
Find a pilot who can do both. Fly and crash. Yeah, I was asking though. Whenever there's like a school shooting, obviously first question to everyone on the internet's like, "What's the race?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's every time there's a crash now. I'm always like, "What's the gender?"
Sure. Hey, so I mean, it's
Come on, give me some of that good
a
stuff.
question worth knowing. It's
You
a
hit the
question-
jackpot with this one though.
Oh yeah, I know. That's a good one, right? Yeah.
Find a pilot who can do both. I always think it's funny too because
I'd like a pilot to do one thing, please.
that some of the pilots have or some of the people on the planes have the pride flags on.
Yeah.
It's always funny because you're just like, we know.
Yeah.
It would be like
A male flight attendant has a pride flag?
there was a guy really fucking yelling and screaming as we were walking in, being like, all right, guys, like, make sure you put your bag. And he was like, the full accent, the
flamboyant.
top of the lungs. And I was just saying it'd be funny to go over and be like, can you shut the fuck up?
You know how fucking frightened I am right now?
Make him flinch.
You know how scary flying is? I don't need this shit.